A lesson on integers that hopefully you'll understand and be able to help Matt. So we're going to start up here. So for example, from now on, when you look at integers and think about them, I want you to think in terms of color and in terms of chips, like as in bingo chips. So let's say, for example, we have positive 5. So that's, for example, visualizing it, that's like having 5 green chips. Green is positive and red is negative. Okay? If I combine a positive 5 with a negative 7 is 7 red chips. As you can see, we have more red than green. Now, in math talk, when we combine a positive with a negative, or a green with a red, they basically cancel out, creating what's called a zero pair. So that cancels out, as well as that, as well as that. And as you can see, what ends up happening is we're left with negative 2. So when we combine a positive 5 with a negative 7, you get a negative 2. Now, what we're doing now is we're going to get to the examples that maybe you were not sure about. But before we do that, I'm going to come over here and show you what I call double signs. So whenever you see a positive sign directly beside another positive sign, or if you see a negative sign directly beside a negative, the result is that they can be rewritten as a single positive. All right? Whenever you have a positive and a negative, in any order, those two signs combine to become a negative. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how I would do this. If I had number 1 here, a positive 5, subtract a positive 8, what I want you to do is to ignore the brackets for a second, and what we have basically is the following. We have, basically ignore the brackets, and what you see is the following. You see positive 5, subtract positive 8. And here's the double sign I'm talking about. We have a negative and a positive, and as you remember here, that either or, one of each, can be just substituted with a negative. So this is the same as saying a positive 5 and a negative 8. Right? And if you think in terms of chips, that's 5 green and 8 red. A positive 5, which is 5 green, negative 8 is 8 red. We have 5 greens canceling with 5 reds. The result, negative 3. This answer will be negative. Okay? So this is what I mean by the rewriting that you maybe were confused about. In this one here, we have negative 9, imagining no brackets, plus a negative 3. Here we are again with a plus and a minus, combining to make just a minus. So we have negative 9, subtract 3. If you think in terms of color, this one's often confusing. We have 9 red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 3 red, 1, 2, 3. Altogether, we have negative 12. So 9 red and 3 red is 12 red. Finally, we have, in this example, negative 7, subtracting negative 4. We have a double negative, and two negatives, just as we have two positives, combine to make a single. So we have negative 7, positive 4, and once again, if you think in terms of red and green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 4 green, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 green, cancel 4 red, you're left with negative 3, and that's the answer to that. And that's basically how we do the homework.